Tonight's story, Tangled Hearts, concerns Smallwood Bessemer, a man who had two serious character defects: the inability to play golf and the obsessive tendency to give free advice, even to those rarer spirits who could and did play the noble game.
Oh, right. See you later.
Bye-bye. Excuse me, old man. Smallwood Bessemer's the name.
Oh, Carter Muldoon.
Right. Carter, couldn't help noticing that you've got quite a glow on after your game of golf. Now, if you take my advice, you won't go plunging straight into a cold shower. Cool off slowly if you don't want pneumonia. It's the only thing.
Yes, I know. Thanks all the same, but I am pretty careful with my health.
Right, yes. In the midst of life, all flesh is grass, as the fellow said. What?
Exactly. Speaking of which, I wonder if I could interest you in a good all-risks insurance policy.
Do sit down, old chap, will you? So, you sell insurance, do you?
Well...
Not too well, if you don't mind my saying so. Now, when it comes to selling insurance, it's no good being tentative. Be forceful. Tell us about all the risks. Describe the effects of fire, flood, and tempest. Point out the imminent daily dangers of stampeding cattle, objects dropped from low-flying aircraft, possibly even stampeding cattle dropped from low-flying aircraft.
Yes, thank you very much. Very kind of you to take such an interest, I'm sure, but I've just seen someone I've got to speak to. Yes. Cheerio.
What an extraordinary thing, Ted. Chap just walked away in the middle of a conversation. Angus. I say, Angus.
Sorry, Smallwood, I was reading.
No, I wouldn't bother. It's very disappointing. Now, the gardener did it. Ridiculous, really. It should have been the grandmother. Spoils the whole thing. It's hardly worth plying through.
No, so it seems now. You were saying?
Yes, that chap I was just talking to.
Carter Muldoon? Oh, he's one of our keenest members. I'm surprised you haven't met him before. But then he's always out on the course. That was Esme Rampling with him, by the way.
No, I know Miss Rampling. She was pointed out when I first came. One of the sights of the place, I gather, along with the waterfall and the curious rock formation on the 12th hole.
Yes, I always think she resembles a rock formation.
No, I tend to admire those Amazonian lines.
Should you, Smallwood? After all, you are engaged to Miss Todd, you know.
Yes. No, but getting back to this Muldoon cove, it's a bit touchy, isn't it? I mean, I was just giving him one or two sorely needed pointers on the selling of insurance.
That would explain it. You see, he is the director of the Mutual and Cooperative Insurance Company. Only a junior director, of course.
Yes, well, I'm surprised he's got that far footling about with a golf ball all day.
Footling about with
It seems there's far too much of that sort of thing.
Now,
going on
look
around
here,
here.
Smallwood. This is a golf club, and Carter is a member. And so are you, for that matter.
Yes, but only because Celia belongs, and I thought there might be some social life.
We've got Saturday night dances.
Yes, but that's all. You see, all the rest is this golf business, and I don't play. But, look, I've had one or two ideas about that. I've been onto the golf course, and you seem to have 18 of those green things with flagpoles stuck in them. Now, I say far too extravagant. I think you could change a couple of those into tennis courts. Now, my plan is quite simple. What... Oh, sorry, I can't tell you about that. I promised to give the barman another lesson in the making of a very good dry martini. He's just getting the hang of it. You will excuse me, won't you?
Don't mention it.
But I'll be back, Angus. That is a promise.
Oh, hello, Celia. If you're looking for Smallwood, he's in the box.
I'm avoiding him.
But he's your fiancé.
That's why. I'd like him to stay that way, I think. Listen, I wonder if I could talk to you. You're a wise old bird. Could I ask you something?
Go ahead.
Do you think it's possible for true love to exist between a man and a woman if as the days go by the woman feels more and more like hitting the man over the head with a brick?
I take it this is not a hypothetical case.
No, it's me and Smallwood. I have to clench my fists so tight the knuckles show white through the strain, stop me from beaning him. He's got this habit of scattering advice to either side like a sower going forth sowing. It's getting me down.
Yeah, I sympathize with you. I always advise people never to give advice. Then, of course, with Smallwood it's different. He is a newspaper columnist, and he's used to setting the world to rights on every conceivable subject. And giving advice has become a habit with him.
It's a habit that's begun to sap my reason.
Yes. But do you think that avoiding your fiancé is the best way to cement an engagement?
Oh, it's only temporary. Just until Saturday. We both have calmed down by then. Smallwood's at his best at our dances. He's so busy jumping on and off my feet. Doesn't have time to talk. Oh, they're the happiest moments of my life. Of course, that still leaves next week.
Well, I expect he'll get over it, or you'll get used to it. I'm sure the clouds will clear away.
I wonder. Sometimes I think he may take things too far and something will crack. Anyway, I still have Saturday to look forward to. Oh.
Sorry. Yes, sir.
It's me. Take it, and I mean it.
Sorry. So let me give you a bit of advice. I've just realized that what's wrong with your dancing is that you give a little hop when you come to the turn, you see, like a trout leaping at a fly. Now, the way to cure this is very simple. Try to imagine that the ceiling is very low, and it's made of glass, which is very thin, and your head's just touching it, and you mustn't break it. That way... I say, your engagement ring seems to have come off. It must be loose.
Oh! Oh!
Oh, sorry. Hello, Model.
Oh, hello there, Bessemer. Well, sit down. I can use some company. Let's split a bottle.
Oh, it's fine.
Thank you. I'm drowning my sorrows. I've just had a hell of a row with my fiancée.
Well, that's amazing, because I've just had a hell of a row with my fiancée.
You know, she told me I ought to putt off my right foot. I said I'm going to putt off my left, as I've been taught in my mother's knee. She then broke off the engagement.
Ah, well, that's typical. The least little thing. Women are all the same. Listen, word of advice, Carter. Don't sit moping in bars. Do as I intend to do. Go out and start making vigorous passes at some other girl.
To make her jealous, you mean?
She'll soon come legging it back, asking for forgiveness.
Well, that sounds pretty good to me, because I mean to say, there's always the chance that the other girl will let you kiss her, and then you're that much ahead of the game. I think I'll get onto it right away. That one.
Right.
Thank you. I'll see you later.
Sorry, say sorry. Sorry. Miss Rampling, may I have the pleasure?
You may indeed.
I say, we dance rather well.
Yes. Well, that's because I've watched your style and I know how to deal with it. Just as you're coming down on my feet, I lift you up. Oh, I say, what's all this?
What's all what?
Well, you seem to be trying to convey the idea of something rather South American that ought to be chained up and muscled in the interest of pure womanhood.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, no, I don't mind. It's just that they're playing a gay Gordons.
That's very good. Awfully good. Hello? Lesson Atfield 4-5.
Muldoon here.
Hello, Muldoon.
Oi.
Yeah?
You know that advice you gave me?
You took it, I hope.
Yes, and a rather unfortunate thing has happened. How it happened, I can't say, but I've gone and got engaged.
Oh, bad luck. There was always that risk, of course, of overdoing the thing and becoming altogether too fascinating. I should have warned you to hold yourself back. Who's the girl?
Oh, some frightful pie-faced little squirt named, Celia Todd.
Celia? Hello. Could you get me a lesser Natfield 7.5, please?
Hello, Esme Rampling here.
Sorry to disturb you at this late hour, Miss Rampling, but would you marry me?
Certainly. Who is there?
Forward, Bessemer.
I didn't get the second name.
Bessemer, B for banana, E for esoteric, and S for sesquipedalian.
Oh, Bessemer! Yes, delighted. Good night, Mr. Bessemer.
Oh, morning, Angus.
Good morning.
Do sit down.
Thank you.
Well,
Well, I sounded out Esme as you asked me, and she says she loves you devotedly.
oh, Lord. But I don't even know the girl.
Well, that's what she says. Maybe it's because you're the sort of man who gives a woman one look and bingo, it's all over.
Oh, well, yes, I understand that, yes. But listen, tell me, what do you think would be the chances of explaining that it was all a joke at which I expected us both to have a good laugh this morning?
Virtually nil. Now, that point came up, and she specifically stated that if there was any rally-gazoo, if at any time it was proved that you were pulling her leg or treating her as the idle plaything of a moment, she would know what to do about it.
She'd know what to do about it.
Those were her very words.
She'd know what to do about it. She'd know what to do about it. I think I'll have a glass of my tonic port. Will you join me?
No, thanks, too early for me.
Well, not for me. I always have a glass of this whenever I'm feeling low, and reason tells me that I'm never going to feel lower than I do at this present time.
Oh, I don't know why you're so depressed. You said you admired Esme.
Well, I do, but it's a sort of impersonal admiration one feels for anything large and imposing. My good Lord, I admire St. Paul's Cathedral and the Statue of Liberty, but I'd look a bit silly getting engaged to them.
Well, she says she finds you a pleasant change from her previous fiancé, Carter Muldoon.
She was engaged to Carter Muldoon.
She was.
When he hears this news, his reaction may well be of a marked nature. Have you seen those muscles of his? Jumping about inside his pullover like adagio dancers. I think I'll have another glass of this port. It doesn't seem to be working.
Well, I'll leave you to it. I've got an opponent waiting for a morning round.
Yes.
Oh, I think I should drink up if I do, Smallwood. And good luck. Morning, Carter.
Morning, Angus.
Hello there, Carter. Just a chap I wanted to see.
Well, I dropped by to have a chat about this mess I'm in.
Yes, but first things first, I wonder if you recall telling me about that all risks insurance policy. I've been thinking it over, and I must say I feel strongly inclined to take your advice.
Well, that's absolutely splendid. Well, it's a sensible thing.
So if we could just go over to your place and find a form.
Oh, well, I have one with me, actually. If you care to take a look.
Oh, fine. Oh, yes, that's fine.
Right, well, just, sign there.
Yes?
And, let me have a check for that amount.
Okay.
A man ought to look to the future.
Yes, indeed.
You never know when you may not get badly smashed up.
That's absolutely right, yes.
Fine.
Thank you.
I'll let you have a receipt.
Oh. Hello?
Yoo-hoo, darling.
Hello, Miss Rampling.
What do you mean, Miss Rampling? Call me
Esme?
Now listen, I'm at the clubhouse. Come on out. I want to give you a golf lesson.
Yes. Very well.
You mean very well, darling.
Very well, darling.
What?
Darling.
Right.
That was Miss Rampling.
Yes, I believe it was, yes.
She called you darling.
Yes, I believe she did, yeah.
You called her darling.
Yes, well, she seemed to wish it.
Why?
Well, because, because we've become, we've become engaged. Yes. Yes, I meant to tell you about that. It happened, at the dance, last night.
So, it was all a vile plot.
No, it wasn't a vile plot. No.
Of course it was a vile plot.
No,
You gave me that advice purely in order that you should go out and steal Esme from me.
No,
If that's not a vile plot, I don't know a vile plot when I see one. Well. We'll just have to see what we can do about this.
This is an all-risks insurance policy, isn't it, Muldoon?
It is.
And I noticed the compensations for injury were pretty generous.
More than generous.
Yes. I take it the Mutual and Cooperative would take a pretty dismal view of having to dish it out, particularly in view of the fact that they've barely trousered the first premium. There'd be raised eyebrows, Muldoon, raised eyebrows and voices. Yes. Well, if you'll excuse me, I'll pop off now because I've got my first golf lesson.
Your first lesson? You mean you've never played before?
Not yet, no.
Oh, to think of my Esme marrying a man who doesn't even know the difference between a brassy and a niblick.
Well, if it comes to that, what price my Celia marrying a man who can't tell the difference between Percy Bysshe Shelley and Slapsy Maxie Rosenblum?
Your Celia?
Mm-hmm.
You mean you were engaged to that Todd Pipsqueak?
I was. She certainly is not a pipsqueak.
She is too a pipsqueak, and I can prove it. She reads poetry.
Well, naturally she reads poetry. It was my loving task to teach her to appreciate all that's best and beautiful.
She says I have to do it too.
Yes, well, it'll be the making of you. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must go.
Just a moment.
What?
Ah.
Oh.
Aha! All right, puff off.
Fine. Well, perhaps you could help me. Now, look, where would I buy a bag of those golf ball club sticks?
Well, you're the dark horse in this one, Smallwood, and you've elected to play off scratch. Sure, that's all right.
Well, is that surprising?
Well, after a month. Still, you know your own game best, I suppose. Nobody else does. I don't think anyone's ever seen you play here. Except Esme, of course.
Oh, no, not even Esme, because after that first golf lesson, I picked the thing up as I expected and carried on my own until I got up to scratch.
Hiya, Smallwood.
Hi, Carter. Listen, you going to get that tonic port?
Yes. Good stuff, you think?
Oh, you can't beat it.
Right. Well, you better hurry up, you two. The match is due to start. See you later.
Yes. Well, you seem to be on pretty good terms with Carter these days. What's happened to those hearts? Aren't they tangled anymore?
Oh, yes, like a spaghetti cardigan, but you know how it is. After a month, one becomes reconciled to the problem. I was quite happy to do him a good turn today. He wanted to watch the match, and Celia sent him into town to fetch a vet for the Peak Purbright, who's feeling a bit off colour. I told Carter to give him a couple of shots of that tonic port. Put him right in no time.
Tell me, Smallwood, how do you fancy your chances in this match?
My dear fellow, it's a foregone conclusion. Still, we'd better go through the motions, I suppose.
Now, may the best man win.
Thanks a lot. Well, well, good luck to you. Good luck to you, too. May the best man win. Thanks. Hello, everybody. Right. Good shot. Sure. Good shot. That was a good shot.
Yes, well, very well done.
Good luck. There we get nice and relaxed. Bend the knees. And don't forget to cock the wrist at the top of the swing. Not a bad shot at all. Fine. Now, I expect you're wondering why I did that. Well, I just wanted to see what you were like at bunker shots, do you see?
Oh, I see.
I'll just go and give you the line. Huh? See, it's sitting up nicely for you. Yeah, that's it. Fair shot. I tell you what you did wrong there. What you need to do is hit just behind the ball. You see, just
Ah.
You see, have another crack, would you? That's better, but didn't quite get it. Right, about 1.5 inches, I should think. Yes. How many is that?
You keep hitting them, I'll count them.
First hole to you, then, eh? Yes, well, of course, I made a safety shot there so as not to put you into trouble. Your turn. Yeah, see what I mean? Five up. Very well done. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. A bit too much wind. Relax. Right. There we are. We won a hole at last. I told you if you relax, things would come all right. I think you're beginning to get the hang of it.
Oh, Smallwood, may I just...
Sorry, I am on the tee. Would you mind?
Yes, but I
I
think
really
you ought to-
must insist on quiet. Absolute quiet. Thank you very much. I say, 130 yards at least down the fairway. Well, what do you think?
Splendid. But the green's that way.
the hole gone, Smallwood?
Yes. I think I know where you're going wrong on this one. You see, what you need to be doing is holding your hands, and you're not rolling the wrists. You see, if I can show you from this side, you need to break your wrist at the top of the swing, and go through the ball like that. You see?
Now be careful of the water near the bridge.
Yes, I was going to allow for that. Thank you. Oh, hi, Carter. Hiya. Well, how's it going?
Smallwood? Tell me, where did you learn to play golf like this?
You want another secret, do you? I've been studying Angus MacBain's monumental work on the subject, how to become a scratch golfer in your first season by studying photographs. I think it shows.
Certainly does.
Well, there you are, sitting up nicely. Now, if you take my advice, you'll wade in there and give it a good old slosh with a mashie.
My niblick, please.
Niblick, eh? You, think that'll do the trick, do you?
Oh, yes, I think so.
It's me. Uh-oh. What on earth? What on earth? Ow! I know that bite. Herbright, is that you? Celia, is that you? Oh,
Smallwood, you're awfully brave.
I'm awfully wet.
Let's go along to the clubhouse. We'll find a nice warm rug to wrap you up in, and my poor dear little angel.
Yes, thank you very much.
Oh, come along.
You're not going to marry Carter Muldoon?
No, I'm not.
Well, what a coincidence, because I'm not going to marry Esme Rampling.
Oh, you aren't?
It seems as though,
Yes, doesn't it?
I mean, just with the two of us at a bit of a loose end, so to speak.
Quite.
Oh, Celia.
Oh, Smallwood.